What's up everybody, my name is Josel and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, so let's get introductions out of the way. Again, my name is Josel and I'm a graphic designer and a tech enthusiast. And if you stick around long enough, you might learn much more about me. You know, starting a YouTube channel has always been something that's been in the back of my mind. Actually, some of you that have grew up with me as a kid, you guys know I did have a channel way back in the day where I was, middle school, putting out really horrible videos that I don't even remember were about, little skits, just comedy stuff that we're doing for fun with my friends. And I remember taking that down right before YouTube actually got really big. Not saying I'm a pioneer, but I was definitely in here way back in the day. But starting a channel has always been something that's been in the back of my mind, and I honestly never thought it would be something I would do again, or something that I could really do professionally or do for real. There was always thoughts in the back of my mind, would people even watch it, right? Is this something that I could actually benefit from or profit from? Is this something that, would bring value to anybody? Every single time one of those thoughts came to my mind, it's in turn eventually stopped me from actually putting stuff out and making this content. But honestly, this past year in 2020 is kind of been a big year for me personally. I know 2020 is kind of the year that we're all trying to forget about, trying to move on from. But really, this was a year that helped me a lot. It helped me grow, and a lot of the stuff was really behind the scenes. I mean, we're talking creatively. This was a big year for me. I mean, I didn't put a lot of work out. I didn't really have a lot of clients this year. This wasn't really something that was super active on social media, constantly putting out content. This wasn't that kind of thing, but really, like I said, it was behind the scenes. It was just, the work that I was doing on my own, stuff I was trying out, creating, just challenging myself to do something different, something that was kind of beyond my imagination, even, you could say. And I really tried to push my limits in this past year. And, all the inspiration that I kind of built up and put together in the bank was really ready to be put out. When 2021 hit, there was this sudden urge to just create. I was no longer thinking about, what people would think about it. I was no longer thinking about, how I could benefit. It wasn't really about getting the biggest sponsors or making the most money. But at this point, as the year started, I just wanted to put something out that I believe would be of value to people, or maybe, just something that I love to do, or something that I thought was really cool, and maybe somebody else could see it and be inspired and benefit from it as well. So kind of laying out the number one goal that I have for this channel. And really it's I'm not trying to make it super deep or something that's super dramatic or anything like that, but really I just want to put stuff out that I hope will inspire you guys in the ways that you've inspired me, giving back to this community. I've been on YouTube for a really long time. I've watched a lot of videos on technology. I've seen these tech YouTubers. I've seen these productivity channels and all these different people who have inspired me in many different ways. So really I just want to give back. So I'm not really thinking about what I could benefit from it, but hopefully you guys can benefit from it as well. And so if you happen to come across this YouTube channel and you might think it's corny or cringy or whatever thoughts you might have in your mind, that's totally cool. Thank you anyways for even clicking on it and checking out, even if it's for a few seconds. I really appreciate that. However, for those who may be watching this video or watch future videos down the road, if there's anything that you take from it that helps you, benefits you in any way, inspires you, gives value to you, then I would really encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click on that bell notification so that you can get notified anytime I put out a video or any more content down the road. That would be really great, and I would really appreciate that. But anyway, let's move on from all that. Again, welcome to the channel. Let's get into the video. Probably the reason why some of you even clicked on this in the first place. Let's talk about what's on my iPhone. So today we're going to talk about what's on my iPhone. Now, I've seen a lot of these different videos all over YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to talk about some of the obvious stuff like Instagram, Facebook, like Messenger messages, stuff like that. Like that's not going to really benefit anyone because we all know that that's really popular, and we all pretty much have a good idea of what those do and what you can do with those. But I kind of want to focus on a lot of the productivity apps that I use, things that kind of help me and I use on a regular everyday basis. These are apps that kind of help me get through my day, help remind me of certain things, help me stay on track with my tasks, stuff like that, and hopefully these are some apps that you can use as well in your own personal workflow. I don't know how you guys do your thing, but again, we're just trying to bring value here. So hopefully these apps will help you. All right. So first off, I'm using the iPhone XS Max. I think 256 gigabytes. This is not the newest phone. I know obviously the iPhone 11, iPhone 12. I didn't feel it was necessary for me to upgrade to any of those phones. Also, they're really expensive. I think the iPhone 12 are peaking at almost $2,000, maybe even more if you max it out. I don't know. But I just didn't feel the need to upgrade because this phone, I've had it for almost a year now, and it's worked perfectly. It's still very powerful, and I think that as a society, we kind of need to break out of that idea that we need to have the newest thing. But anyways, here, let's check this out, okay? So we'll start off with my home screen here. Very simple. With the new iOS update, they've allowed you to finally have widgets, which is really exciting. Honestly, coming from Android in some scenarios as well, I really missed having the widgets, having the customization and different things. And so I'm really happy that they finally added it to the iPhone and to iOS. And so on the right side, you can see I'm using something called Widgetsmith. I'm not going to touch on this today, but it's an app called Widgetsmith that allows you to make custom widgets for your home screen. A lot of people are using it. I just have a section here on the top right for family photos. So I have an album on my Photos app where I've put like a star on it, favorite it, and I put a couple of my photos of my family. I have a little boy, a beautiful wife. So I like to put those on rotation. They kind of just rotate on its own thanks to the app Widgetsmith. And just open up my phone. That's kind of the first thing I see. It gets me through the day, right? Anyways, that's on the right side. On the left side here, I've got another square widget, again with Widgetsmith, and the first thing that pops up is the date. So I just like to have that really big so I can kind of know if I need to check real quick what's the date. I have that there. As I scroll through it, I have the weather widget, and this is with an app called Carrot. Carrot's a really popular app amongst iOS. It's really popular because the AI or the voice that's on it is really snarky.
Mimes to draw and quarter. I have unlimited processing capacity. This is not acceptable. And if you're not going to give up when I ask you nicely, or threaten you, or tell you that you oh so desperately need a shower.
So I like their weather app though. It's really clean. It's really nice. And it really gets the information going and very accurate. So I really like this weather app. I know that iOS has their own standard weather app, but I like Carrot a lot. Anyways, swipe to the left there, and I've got, this is not normally how I have my iPhone set up, but I just did it for the sake of this video to kind of showcase these apps. So I'm going to kind of go through them one by one, and hopefully you can benefit from these, okay? But first up top, I have my Fantastical widget. Fantastical is one of the apps I'm going to showcase here today. It's a phenomenal calendar app. One of the main reasons why I like it so much, not just because it looks really good, but it has something called natural language, where you can type in the specifics of a meeting when you're creating the event or creating the, whatever it is on your calendar, and it puts all that information and puts it on the right date. So for example, I'll put in, it's given an example there, but I'll put meeting with Brian on Tuesday. Oh, I'm getting notifications. On Tuesday at 5 p.m. Okay, so just things like that, and I press add, and it'll automatically go on Tuesday, the coming Tuesday, and set the time for 5 o'clock. And it can do so much more. I can add in specific times when it ends. If it's a event that lasts for multiple days, I can put that in. It's a really great calendar app. And I try to find a lot of apps that can do that with the natural language, and there are a few here that I'm going to show you that do that. So it's just a really good app that really makes things easier, and especially when I'm putting in calendars really quickly. I work as a promotional director for our church here in Winnipeg, Canada. And we have a lot of departments that have a lot of events. And so when we're planning these events in our meeting at the beginning of the year, it's just really easy for me to put these events in real quick with just the basic details, the time, the date, and stuff like that. And it'll input really fast. And as you can see on my widget, it's already showing me my upcoming meeting with Brian at 5 o'clock this coming Tuesday. So really great app. I encourage you guys. I think it's a paid app. I don't remember. I bought this a long time ago. When it first came out. This is the second version of the app, I believe, but it's really worth every penny. This app, especially if you're someone who's trying to be more productive and trying to keep track of your events and even tasks throughout your day. So fantastic app, really good calendar app. Okay. The next app I want to show you is the Spark app, and I mentioned this earlier. This is my mail app of choice. The Spark app is really good because, again, like Fantastical, it has the natural language feature. And so I'm not going to open it up because I do have a lot of emails in there that are personal and sensitive, but similar to Fantastical, you can type in specific things that you're looking for. You can search up, you can type in email sent by blah, 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 by Brian, and then it'll pop up. If there's any emails that were sent to you with specific details, you can search that up as well. And even sending emails too. If it's a quick email, you can type that all in a section there. Again, this one's only for iOS, so those of you that are using Android, sorry, but if you're using an iPhone, this is a really great mail app. Things. Next app is my Get Things Done app. This is the app that I use to really keep track of my tasks, really keep track of things I got to do during the day. And this is a habit that I learned this past year. Every morning, making a list of things that I need to get done that are realistic for the day. You know, just putting out a realistic list of things that I need to do, it really helps me out. Things is really nice because it's really clean, it's really organized, and it's just a really powerful app. So here at the bottom right, you have the plus button, and here you can just kind of put in a new to-do. You can also put in a new project. So if you look, as I scroll down here, these are the different projects that I have. As I mentioned earlier, being a promotional director and also somebody that works a lot with graphic design and projects and stuff like that, I like to have a section for everything. I also have a podcast, quick plug. I have a podcast, and so I like to use this to keep track of those as well, the different ministries that I have, and also my life stuff. So, you know, keeping track of bills that are due every month, tasks that I have to do for my family. You know, wifey tells me, oh, tomorrow you got to do this, you got to pick up this. I'll put that in the to-do list and make sure that's done. I'm also in the middle of finishing up school. I'm taking a degree in psychology and addiction and recovery at Liberty University. And so this helps me keep track of assignments that I need to get done, stuff that's kind of due soon, whatever. Okay, going up here, this is kind of the main area that you'll see when you open up the app. The inbox is kind of a place where I like to brain dump stuff. So if there's a bunch of ideas or maybe things that I want to do in the future, or even just stuff that doesn't have any specific date or deadline that it needs to be done, but I just know it has to be done eventually, they end up in the inbox. Okay, and what I like to do, maybe once a week or so, I'll kind of go through the inbox and kind of see, you know, okay, this needs to be done next week. I'll put a date on it. This is coming up. I'll put a date on this, and kind of just go through the inbox until it's eventually empty. And then I'll brain dump again eventually after that. And so usually the inbox has quite a bit of stuff in it. As you can see, I have 8 things in the inbox. But yeah, right now I think it's just little ideas and projects that I have that I want to do in the future. Yeah, Things is a really great app. Really encourage you guys to check it out. I have a section here for groceries, so whenever you know, the wifey wants me to get some stuff from the supermarket, I'll just pull this up, put a list down, you know, Usually it's something like coffee, 3-in-1. Wifey loves 3-in-1. Just press enter. Apples. So this is kind of what it looks like when you're inputting stuff, and you can add a date to it. This needs to be done this evening. You can add tags to it, add it to lists, flag it if it's really important. A lot of stuff you can utilize. I personally don't feel like I've utilized every aspect of this app yet. As you can see, it's kind of bare right now because haven't been super busy lately, but it's just a really powerful app. So Things 3, this is the third version of this app, so check it out. Next app here is my Bible app of choice. And yes, being a preacher and being someone involved in ministry, you got to have that Bible app. Of course, I enjoy having the physical one, but when you're on the go and you don't have your big Bible with you, you got to have one on your phone to access so you can get into the Word wherever you are. But this is a really great app, guys. This is a really great Bible app. It's very clean, very aesthetically pleasing. And the biggest pull that I have on this particular app is that it makes it easy to read without distractions. Okay, I know people say it's hard to read the Bible on your phone because you're getting text. Airplane mode, turn off your data, Wi-Fi, whatever, pull up this app right here and you can get some serious reading in the Word done. And it's just phenomenal. It's just really clean, right? You swipe to the right and you got your books here. You can even customize the way it looks if you're reading at night. You can change the font size if you're somebody that has a hard time reading in small letter. You can always do that. You can space it out a bit more so that it's easier to read. A lot of great features here that just make it so seamless, so easy to read, and really customizable. You can swipe here, change the color of the theme. Not that that really matters too much, but it's just a really great app. I've enjoyed using this. I've been using this for a couple of years now, and it's just been a really comfortable app to use. You have different translations here that you can read from. Some of them are paid, but I like to read from the New King James Version. Another great feature here is you can turn off the verse numbers, and that kind of just makes it like, straight up reading a book, right? Some people have trouble because of those numbers, right? It's like you're not even keeping track of how many verses you're reading, how many chapters you're reading. You're just kind of going through it. And honestly, doing this, you'll realize that the Bible is just like this storybook, right? This massive novel that's got like some incredible things that you can learn that'll help change your life. And so, man, I can honestly talk about this app all day, but it's just really great. You can even highlight stuff by holding it down. You can highlight that, and it'll pop up here on the section on the left here. All of your highlights, you can keep track of them there. If there's something that stuck out to you that you want to touch on later on. What I usually do is I'll highlight during my time of reading, then I'll look at it later on when I have a bit more time at my computer or something like that, and then I'll just pull up the Drafts app and start writing down some thoughts and some stuff that I get from this through my prayer time and just through my reading. So works really well with the Drafts app too. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in and checking out what's on my iPhone. I hope that it's going to benefit you in some way, hopefully bring some value. And if there's anything else you want me to talk about in regards to some of this stuff, just put it down in the comments below and I'll see if I can make a video. I know I mentioned earlier that I'm going to do a whole video on the Notion app, so stay tuned for that, and hopefully that'll be something that I can put out for you guys that'll help you as well with your productivity. So but for now, if there was anything that I talked about that you enjoyed, that you liked, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and pressing the bell for notifications for any future content that I may put out in the future. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in to the first video of my YouTube channel, and here's hopefully more will come in the future, but I'm really excited for what this year has in store. I hope you guys are as well setting goals for yourself in this coming 2021. I believe this will be the greatest year yet for many of us. So take care, you guys, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.